That day, she didn't really say anything. She just turned, walked, and left. When the door closed, I understood. The moment I lost her was actually the moment I had lost myself years ago. This story didn't begin with her leaving. It began with me finally seeing the truth. There are some days that start off ordinary, yet carry a silent storm inside them. You can't see that storm, you can't feel it. And most of the time, you don't even hear the footsteps of the biggest change coming toward your life. For me, that day began exactly like that. I made my morning coffee, just like every other day. She was moving around the kitchen, but something was different. I couldn't explain what, but there was distance in her eyes I didn't notice. Or maybe I didn't want to notice, because when someone you love slowly drifts away from you, the last person to realize it is usually the one who loves them the most. There had been a coldness in her eyes for weeks. Our conversations were getting shorter. Sometimes we were in the same room, yet miles apart, and I kept telling myself, she's tired, she's stressed, it'll pass. But the truth was, she had reached the end of a war inside her, and I had never even joined that war. That morning she turned to me, just for a moment. In that brief look, there was something, both sorrow and acceptance. I still didn't understand. If you're asking, so what happened? It was around 3 p.m. She walked past me without saying a word. She took her coat, grabbed her bag, and walked toward the door. I couldn't even say, "Where are you going?" Because when you feel someone leaving, the words get stuck in your throat. The door closed. Silence fell. The whole house became empty. And in that moment, everything I had ignored for years hit me like a slap to the face. I didn't lose her that day. I had lost her years ago. It just became visible to me today because I chose not to see it before. What I'm telling you now isn't a breakup story. This is the story of a man waking up to his own mistakes, his blind spots, his silent weaknesses. And if a woman ever leaves without saying a word, that silence carries the weight of everything she didn't say for years. 2, the slow reveal of the truth after the door closed. Only silence remained inside the house. A silence so heavy it felt as if even the walls were holding their breath. For the first few minutes, I felt nothing. It was shock. The reality seemed to arrive late in my mind. Then, slowly, a weight started rising inside me, like a stone pressed against my chest. I looked at my phone. There was no message from her. She wasn't active on social media. She wasn't anywhere. It felt as if someone I thought had been standing in my life for years had been pulled away like a gust of wind. A person leaves, yes, but their silence stays. That silence wandered over every object in the house. The pillow she left on the couch, the coffee cup she placed in the kitchen, the show we started watching yesterday left unfinished. Everything seemed to look at me, as if asking, "Didn't you notice?" And in that moment, I finally showed the courage to be honest with myself. I wasn't hearing her, not what she said, but her silence. Women don't leave by talking, they leave through their actions. And for years, she had been warning me through those actions. We made less eye contact. Our conversations became shallow. She felt lonely even when we were together. Even our touch wasn't the same anymore. And me, I didn't see any of this as urgent because everything in my life was always postponed to tomorrow. Even listening to her was something I postponed. What was the problem, I asked myself? And the answer was simple. But the simplest things are usually the hardest to notice. I was ignoring her emotional needs. She wanted to feel loved. She wanted to be seen. She wanted me to care. She wanted me to open up, to share my feelings. But I kept postponing anything that required emotional effort. As a man, my defense mechanisms were strong. This is who I am. This is normal in relationships. She's exaggerating. I have my own life too. These sentences weren't her excuses. They were my escapes. She had given me so many signs, not in a hurtful or loud way, but in that subtle, deep, emotional language women speak. And I never learned how to read that language. Then I realized something. The moment a relationship breaks is not during the argument. The break happens long before, in a quiet, unnoticed moment. Maybe while walking down a street together, maybe at a coffee table, maybe while sleeping on opposite sides of the same bed. And in that moment of breaking, something inside her heart dies. Once that part dies, there is no return. The day the door closed, I understood that. The painful part wasn't that she left me. It was that I had left myself years ago. I neglected both my relationship and myself. Every man faces this moment at some point. Where did I go wrong? But that's not the right question. The right question is, what did I ignore? The answers were so clear, so obvious, yet I had never really looked. I walked around the house all day. Her scent was still in the room. I opened the closet. A few of her clothes were still there. Maybe she left in a rush, or maybe intentionally. She left some things behind. Sometimes a person removes themselves completely, but leaves a small piece behind. As I touched each of these small traces, I tried to imagine the storm she had gone through. Maybe she cried. Maybe she went back and forth between staying and leaving. Maybe she warned me again and again, but I pretended not to hear. And then I understood. A woman's loudest voice is her silence. She had gone silent, and only when she went silent did I finally begin to hear. My friends, my advice to you is this. No matter what happens, arguments, disagreements, even anger, make sure you can win back the heart of the ones you love. Don't hurt them. Let me tell you something, my friends. People don't appreciate the ones they love while they're still there. They understand the value only after losing them. But by then, it's too late. So my advice is, don't hurt the ones you love. Thank you for listening. We can continue the story if you want. 3. The real reasons begin to surface that day. I replayed the sound of the door closing in my mind over and over again. But the truth is, we didn't break that day. We had broken long before. A relationship doesn't end in one day. A person doesn't give up all at once. A woman experiences the breakup in her heart long before she leaves. Her departure is only the final step. And that day, for the first time, I truly understood this. That invisible period when women disconnect silently. Men often believe everything fell apart suddenly. We were fine just yesterday. She changed overnight. No woman changes overnight. But for a woman changes, one day she hopes, one day she gets hurt, one day she waits, one day she cries, one day she accepts, and one day she becomes silent. That silence is actually the signal of the end. I hadn't noticed her silence. Or rather, I didn't want to notice it. The real answer to why did she leave? Because I left her alone. Not physically, emotionally. When a man shuts down emotionally, he thinks it's normal. But women feel it as being unvalued. Women know they are loved not through words, but through consistency and attention. I wasn't giving that attention, not because I was a bad person, but because of my habits. She had been dropping small hints for years. We don't talk like we used to. You're not listening to me. I can't connect with you. I feel lonely with you. I didn't take any of these seriously because the excuses inside me were strong. I'm tired. I don't have time. This is who I am. Is this even a problem? Women don't leave because of these sentences. They leave because of the indifference hidden beneath them. And the sad part is, I had to lose her to understand this. A man's hardest moment is when he faces himself. As I walked through the house, a voice inside me kept whispering, "What did you actually ignore?" And the answer was finally clear. I had taken myself, my emotions, and my relationship lightly. Men often ignore their emotional fears. They fear not being loved, but don't show it. They fear being abandoned, but try to look strong. They fear attachment, but say, "I'm normal." They fear sharing feelings, but say, "There's no need." I had fears too, but none of them were her fault. Childhood wounds silently carry into relationships. When I began thinking deeply, I realized something. The way I handled this relationship was actually a defense mechanism I learned in childhood. I grew up in a family where emotions weren't expressed. Love wasn't spoken. Even eye contact was rare. If something bothered you, you didn't talk about it. Everyone retreated into themselves. I called this normal, and I carry the same behavior into adulthood. But women see emotional communication as breathing. For a woman, lack of emotional connection equals loneliness. What I said, "It's not a big problem," had created a huge emptiness in her heart. Women don't leave because they don't love. They leave because they feel emotionally exhausted. That day I understood this sentence for the first time. She didn't leave because she stopped loving me. She left because loving me had started to hurt her. Women often say, "I love him, but I'm tired now." I couldn't change him. I no longer have the strength to fight. And when a woman becomes tired, her love loses its power. I drained that power without noticing, without meaning to. Not because I didn't care, but because I lived with my eyes closed. The breaking point in relationships is almost never dramatic. It doesn't look like a movie scene. The breaking point usually happens during a very ordinary moment. A morning breakfast, an evening walk, a small disagreement, a quiet look. And suddenly the woman realizes, I no longer have the strength to fight. I couldn't see her silent breaking point. And the most painful realization, sometimes a woman doesn't leave because she doesn't love you, or to make you regret losing her. She leaves simply to save herself. This sentence hit me like a knife. She didn't leave to punish me. She chose herself. And when a woman chooses herself, coming back is very difficult. That day, for the first time, I truly asked myself, was I a good man? Or were my intentions just good? My intentions were loving, yes, but my actions were not enough. A man is defined not by his intentions, but by his behavior. And that day, I evaluated myself honestly. Did I listen to her? Did I understand her? Did I make her feel valued? Was I emotionally present for her? Did I share my fears, my vulnerabilities? Most answers, no. That self-confrontation is one of the heaviest moments a man can experience. But at the same time, it is the moment true transformation begins. 4. The moment I faced myself and understood the truth, I walked around the house for hours that day. With every step, every breath, every moment of silence, the reality of her leaving grew heavier inside me. At one point, I collapsed onto the couch, buried my head in my hands, and at that moment, I had nowhere left to run. Every emotion I avoided, every conversation I escaped, every responsibility I ignored, all of them pinned me to that couch. And then I realized, losing a person isn't just losing the person, It is also losing a possibility, a dream, a future, a part of yourself, a chance. And I was the one who made her give up. When the words, "I wish I could go back," entered my mind, I picked up my phone and wanted to text her. Just one sentence. "Can we talk?" But then I stopped. A truth echoed inside me. The reason we're here is because I never talked when it mattered. She wanted to talk. I avoided it. She shared her feelings. I built walls. She tried to connect. I pushed away. And now, all those moments where I dismissed her efforts played before my eyes like a movie. When she came to talk to me, I was busy playing games. When she wanted to open her heart, I said, "I'm tired." When she said she was hurt, I said, "You're exaggerating." When she missed me, I said, "I'm busy." When she wanted a hug, I said, "Later." And every time I said later, something inside her broke. And without realizing it, the patience of a woman had run out. And when that patience runs out, it never fills back up. Women don't give up easily, but when they finally do, they don't return. That day I understood. I didn't miss the last conversation. I missed the last chance. But something else happened that day. For the first time, I heard myself, not just her leaving, but the voice inside me that I had silenced for years. That voice said, "You're afraid of being loved. You're afraid of being hurt. You're afraid of facing your emotions. You've tried so hard to look strong. You forgot your own heart." Those words shook me, because for the first time, truly for the first time, I was being honest with myself. I realized I wasn't afraid of loving. I was afraid of losing. Love made me vulnerable. Connection made me exposed. Emotions made me feel weak. I chose to look strong, but that strength appeared as coldness, distance, walls, silence. The very thing women need the most, closeness, was the thing I ran from the most. And now, her leaving was the thing teaching me this. That day, I made myself a promise. I will never again be the man who neglects a woman's heart. This promise was not for her. It was for me. Because that day I understood. When a woman leaves you, it doesn't always mean you're bad, but often it means you need to become better. Late that night, I went out for a walk. The air was cold, the streets were empty, and for the first time in a long time, I was alone with myself. No phone in my hand, no distraction, no excuses to hide behind. Just me and the truths I avoided for years. I stopped under a street lamp, took a deep breath, looked up at the sky, and in that moment I realized her leaving didn't break me, it awakened me. That woman was not an ending. She was a beginning to improving myself, a beginning to becoming a more conscious man, a beginning to facing my fears, a beginning to understanding instead of suppressing my emotions, a beginning to learning what real love truly is. Her leaving was my awakening. And the final line. When I returned home, I wasn't crying anymore. I wasn't angry. I wasn't even hurt. I simply understood. The day she left me was the day I finally found myself. And for the first time in my life, everything truly made sense. And friends. I hope this story touched your heart even a little. Value the people you love, care for them, spend time together, make them feel important. Life is short. If this story resonated with you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. And if you share this video with someone you love, I'd be grateful. See you in the next story. Take care of yourselves and the ones you love. We love you. Stay safe.